Are you coming back to Bangkok today? Stop by at home. I want to talk to you. About something. The message from her older brother made the person who was about to get out of the car parked in front of the pottery studio halt her movement and sit still for a moment. Loft frowned, wondering about the importance of what Lamp wanted to discuss. Even though she didn't know what the actual topic was, she could sense that it wouldn't be something good for her. It wasn't that she suddenly became afraid of that certain situation, but because she had thought it over carefully, so she had a clue. In the past week, many changes had occurred between her and Pure, and for the person counting down the days they have left, she could sense immediately that the time bomb was nearing its end. The strange attitude and fewer conversations, coupled with how her brother asked her for a talk, Loft knew these events happening all at once were definitely not coincidental. Do you have a class today? The door to the studio owner's office opened to welcome a familiar guest. A moment later, the visitor's clear voice asked with a smile, but Loft's bright smile made the person watching her feel sullen deep inside. I have one in the afternoon. Were you driving fast? You arrived quite quickly. Pure stopped what she was doing and turned her attention to the person in front of her. She clasped her hands and placed them under her chin, her beautiful eyes staring intently at the tall woman who walked closer to her. I drove as normal. Do you want to grab a bite? I can't today. I have somewhere to be later. So you just stopped by to see me? Just to see your face. I miss you. We haven't talked much, don't we? Pure knew that what she did had caused the gap between her and Loft to widen in a very short period of time, just like how it took them a short while to grow closer. Their relationship started out thrilling. The excitement gradually climbed higher and higher as they went, but when the fall came, it plummeted to a frighteningly low level. We're not in a relationship to be talking every day to start of. It was a sentence that both acknowledged the truth and expressed dejection at the same time. Pure's disappearance had a great impact on the heart of the person who was missing her. It was something that even the one who intentionally disappeared was well aware of. Yet the beautiful woman still chose to do it, so Loft didn't show any sign that would be a nuisance to her. The tall girl just stayed in her place, quietly and modestly. If Pure called, she would be delighted, with her ears perked up and her tail wagging. But if Pure didn't contact her at all, her ears drooped, her day-to-day would become lonely and lifeless. Everything depended on the older woman, whether it was cheerfulness, smiles, or even tears. Pure was the one who had everything in her hands. Loft, deep down, she felt quite guilty for acting differently from before without explaining the reason to the other girl. During that time, Pure didn't pay any special attention to anyone, whether it was Loft or Air. She chose to distance herself from both of them, hoping to thoroughly reconsider what was inside her heart, but it seemed to do no good. It only harmed the other's feelings. There must be a reason why you've changed, Pure, I understand. And the reason was definitely her sister-in-law. Are you coming over tonight? I think I have an appointment with a friend tonight. Are you avoiding me? Since they had known each other, it had been too few times that Loft had rejected her outright like this, so Pure thought that this might be an attempt to avoid her, and since she was curious, she asked the girl directly. The answer she got was exactly as she had thought. Like how you avoided talking to me, Pure. I was just thinking about something, Pure confessed softly, then looked away. When she couldn't stand Loft's reproachful gaze anymore, she wanted to embrace the tall girl and comfort her by gently patting her head like she always did, apologizing and promising not to make the girl sad again, but with just a thought of what she wanted to do, someone else's face floated into her mind. At that moment, guilt surged through her, making her unable to distinguish who she felt more guilty towards, Air or Loft. Have you made up your mind yet? It's fine if you still haven't decided. Take your time. I'm heading back now. I have some errands to attend to. See you later. Loft bid her farewell with a smile before moving towards the door. To leave the office with a throbbing pain growing in her heart. It was time to take responsibility for the consequences of her bold and reckless decision that she had made without any fear of pain. Loft thought to herself. The painful destination was waiting for her. She had to step forward and face it. Loft. Her feet stopped in front of the door, but the owner of the name didn't look back. She just kept quiet and waited to hear what Pure wanted to say. I'm sorry. Pure, you can do whatever you want and decide however you want. Just think of me as someone you have to relieve your loneliness while you're waiting for Air, being a rebound, someone who was there to ease her loneliness was probably the most suitable for someone like her. She had no emotional importance to the woman and didn't receive even a fraction of her love. There was nothing deep between her and Pure. There was only fun and satisfaction as they went. I'm happy, Pure. I'm happy while you waited for Air. Pure looked at Loft, who was slipping further away. The distance was startling her. Mind, no matter what the decision was this time, in the end, someone would be in despair, at least her. Loft stopped and looked at her sisters-in-law, who was smiling at her from afar with a feeling of guilt. It was true as expected. Meeting Air could bring back the good feelings that had faded away for a while, even though this older woman loved and cared for her like a real sister. She still secretly stabbed her in the back, secretly having an affair with the person her sister-in-law loved, as if she didn't know right from wrong. Even though Air and Pure had broken up and had no ties left, it still wasn't the right thing to do. Humans were selfish. Loft truly understood it the day she met Pure. The beautiful woman pushed her to try to seek pleasure regardless of other people's feelings. That woman tricked her into becoming a slave, and the woman, who was her sister-in-law's ex-lover, also taught her that self-restraint wouldn't work if the other person was as charming as she was. She knew that Air and Pure loved each other, but a person who entirely fell into the spiral like her kept asking herself, but what could I do? I love Pure no less, as she continued to be drowned in this delightfulness. But when the time was up for a rebound like her, if the two of them got back together, her relationship with Pure would have to be buried deep. There would be no need to dig it back up, let it die. Along with the thrill and excitement that has run out. Let the feeling of love die, along with the position of her ex-sister-in-law's lover. Long time no see. The kind smile and the gaze filled with love and affection suffocated Loft's breathing. She felt like she did something wrong, but at the same time didn't think she was in the wrong. Yet deep down, she really felt terribly guilty. That's right. We haven't seen each other for a long time. You just won't return to Bangkok. Work has been really busy. Not only did she tell a huge lie, she also smiled nonchalantly to cover it up. Loft really hated these feelings. Let's head inside. Air walked over and put her arm around the younger person's waist and walked into the house. The lovely younger sister glanced at the other woman's beautiful face. The girl wanted to disappear from here so badly. The atmosphere in the living room, where her brother and sister-in-law were seated, was different from normal. It was not tense, quiet, and filled with the same awkwardness as before. Loft thought that the two of them seemed unusually relaxed. The most surprising thing was that Air exchanged conversations and smiled at Lamp naturally. She was no longer a soulless robot. Good things must have happened in this house, and that made Loft's heart pound heavier automatically. You have something to talk to me about? She asked about the important matter that brought her here when Lamp and Air were both present. Loft looked at her brother's face, then at her sister-in-law's face. Both were silent for a moment before Lamp started to speak in a deep voice. I wanted to tell you this first before we break it to the family. Air and I are getting a divorce. It was like the light that had dimmed had completely gone out. Hearing the confirmation of what she suspected drained her more than she expected. Although she really wanted to cry, as a younger sister who had warned her brother about this, she should be smiling happily when he chose to do the right thing. For that reason, Loft smiled widely, but her heart was numb from the throbbing pain inside, and the more she linked the news to Pure's changing attitude, the wider she smiled with ridicule for her own life. Because the person in the other woman's heart was about to be freed from her bond, it was right for the beautiful woman to change from her old self. I'm glad you're doing this, Lamp. It was good that her brother didn't keep doing disappointing things, but Loft was so dejected that she wanted to run away from this place. She couldn't pretend to be nice any longer. We have been working on this for a while now. It will be over soon. Turn to your lovely sister, smile at her and congratulate her on her freedom. The hurtful one commanded herself. It is time for my lovely sister to be truly happy. It was a bitter pill she had to swallow. Once everything is settled, Air and I will tell the family. No one can stop us by that time, the young man said with a smile. Loft saw it and thought that she should smile again to confirm to him that this was really good news, and she should not forget to play out the reactions a younger sister should have. I will keep this a top secret. Thank you. Air thanked her husband's sister sincerely, as she secretly wondered a little about the girl's gaze. Want to have dinner together? Her older brother invited her since he had not had the chance to share a meal with the girl who resided in another province in a long time. However, the girl quickly declined without even giving it a thought. I would have to decline. I have a matter to attend to this evening. What a busy girl you are. But I'll sort it all out soon, she said with a smile and slowly calmed her expression back to indifference. At that moment, her mind began to ponder heavily about what to do next. Can I come over? Pure stared at the short message on the phone screen with doubt. Loft had told her during the day that she had an appointment with a friend tonight, didn't she? Why did the girl ask if she could come over to her condo at almost 10 o'clock like this? But even though she didn't quite understand the situation, Pure typed a reply shortly after, permitting the girl what she asked for. Don't you have an appointment with a friend? When she opened the door to welcome the girl, the question she was curious about was immediately asked. It was cancelled. Pure raised her eyebrows at the tall girl, and she clearly noticed something unusual. The pretty face was expressionless, without a hint of a smile, and the girl's sullen eyes were constantly gazing at her. Are you staying over with me? Can I? Yes. After giving permission, the owner of the room turned and walked ahead. But before she could go anywhere, her body was immediately pulled into an embrace by the person behind her. The arms that were holding her tightened even more. Calmness covered the two of them. The person who initiated the hug went. Still, she didn't utter a word. Loft used physical contact to communicate herself, and Pure could feel that this girl must have heard some things. Let me stay over. The soft voice whispering to her was hoarse and weak. I already gave you permission. Let me sleep with you. The pleading tone was mixed into a similar request. Let me stay with you. The tremble in the girl's voice told her that the other person was crying. Let me stay by your side. And no matter how much Pure tried to stop it, she couldn't stop herself anymore. The older woman let tears flow down her cheeks, while her narrow shoulders were also starting to get wet. Loft, it can be our last time. I know you love P. Air and P. Air still loves you, but I love you too, P. Pure. The confusion, contradiction, and bewilderment that she had before had intensified. When the girl finished expressing her inner feelings, Pure found her confirmation that she was the reason for the two women's sorrow, and above all, she had brought herself just as much sorrow.